Welcome back on this Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us on Hot Mic on WDAY Extra, KSFL TV in Sioux Falls, KNBN in Rapid City, also streaming on Inform.com and the WDAY Plus app. The countdown is now sitting at 72 days until Bison football kicks off at the Citadel for the start of this upcoming season. Of course, earlier this week, we told you the news of North Dakota State adding a tight end prospect from Nebraska. And here to tell us all about it is the man himself, Caden Ward, joining us on this Thursday morning. Caden, congratulations on the decision. Describe this weekend and the story that went down with getting the offer, because there's a story up on Inform.com that Dom did about you. It seems like it was a wild weekend. Give us the story on that.
Yeah, it was a pretty nuts weekend. We came up on Wednesday night for a Thursday and Friday visit, and Thursday, we get here and there's a lot of meetings showing us around, and then Friday, pretty much the same thing. A lot of meetings showing us around, and eventually we have a meeting with Coach P, Coach Polisek. And he's talking to us about the program and values, beliefs, and what they're all about. And as he's going, he just kind of throws out the fact that I have an offer. And I look at and he just keeps going. If you know Coach P, he's a pretty quick guy. He focuses on urgency, and you can see it in him. He's on the next thing. So he kind of throws it out that I already have one. And I'm sitting there. We're in the team meeting room. I look at my mom. She looks at me. And my mom kind of stops him and is like, "Hold on, wait, you said he has an offer?" And he's like, "Yeah, did nobody tell you guys that?" And so we're all like, no, nobody told us that. So that was a really cool moment. Because everyone kind of in shock. Like once it kind of hit me, I was like, "Oh." So yeah, we laughed about that. We talked about it later on that day, and Coach P was laughing and he was apologizing. He's like, I thought somebody told you. So that was a really funny moment.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. I got to ask you, before you came up this weekend, what'd you know about North Dakota State football?
North Dakota State is obviously a big-time powerhouse football team. It's a big program. It's big-time football up here. And, coming up, I'm coming up to a big-time team, and I was pretty excited.
Yeah.
And I know not everybody gets this opportunity, so and I was really just wanting to make like a good impression on the coaches because I didn't know what was going to come out of it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So once you had that conversation with Coach Polisek, how quick was your decision made? Did you go home and sleep on it for a night, or was it right on the spot?
Well, no, I ended up making a decision the next day. I ended up doing their camp as well, just to kind of see how the coaches coach. And the day before and that Thursday and that Friday, seeing the campus and seeing the facilities, the people, the coaches, it's somewhere that I already knew, like, man, I would love to go to school here. I'd love to play football here. So he gave me, found out we're offered, and I was talking to my parents later that night, and I'm like, yeah, this is somewhere I want to go. So really, like, within a couple hours, it was already in my mind. And then that next day, when me and Coach P talked, I was like, all right, I'm ready to be a Bison.
And what did he say? What was his reaction to that?
He was super pumped. That was also a really cool moment. He was all pumped up. Coach Lilly, he was there too. He was all pumped up. Coach Larson as well. Even some other players that were in the facility, they came up and shook my hand, met me, and everyone was just all fired up, and it was so cool.
That's good to hear. What a wild weekend. Going from not knowing you had an offer to knowing you had an offer and then making the decision there. And Fargo's lucky to have you, man. We're watching some of your tape here from this past season. Now, NDSU has had a lot of great success finding talent in the state of Nebraska. Off the top of my head, I think of recently Cole Payton, Marty Brown, and he may even be a little bit before your time, but our guy Kyle Emanuel, who helps us out on the football broadcasts, and plus the class of 2025 has a great group out of Nebraska. How much did that play into your decision at all?
Yeah, there's a lot of Nebraska talent up here at North Dakota State. One of my buddies, Mikael Ford, is actually from Lincoln East.
Yeah.
He just got up there, and we played against each other. And I mean, being around Nebraska guys, and like Mikael too, it just kind of helps with that a little bit with that team bonding, a little bit of that brotherhood. And North Dakota State, they're big about culture. They're big about being together, being a team, and really any connection, like being from the same state, anything just like that, just makes it a little bit even more connected.
Yeah.
And I think that's great to have in a program.
Going to a program that utilizes fullbacks and tight ends, which is kind of a lost art these days in college football. How much does that excite you?
Yeah, our offensive coordinator is a tight end coach, so
Oh,
I'm
there we
really
go.
excited about that. Yeah. Um, but yeah, there's during the visit, we went to a like a film meeting
Hmm.
and with Coach Larson, and he was showing how they run, like what they run, their personnel, and many of the times there's two or three tight ends, fullbacks on the field, and that's something I am really excited about. Obviously, it creates big time matchups that NDSU is they're all for it. They 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 love the mismatches, and that's
Yeah.
something I'm really excited to be a part of.
Well, describe what kind of player are you when you come up to North Dakota State? What can fans expect?
Yeah, I mean, at my high school right now, the past couple of years, we've had some really good running backs. So we've been running the ball a lot,
Hmm.
and um, in my film, like that's you'll see a lot of blocking, and I'm sure that'll carry up here to North Dakota State. I'm also a pretty good pass catcher as well, so I'm not sure exactly what they're gonna have me doing for tight end yet, but um, sounds like hopefully I'll be making some plays, blocking, and helping our running back score touchdowns.
I've been hearing since your commitment, you're a blocking tight end, but you're telling us you got some hands on you too, huh?
Oh yeah,
There we go.
absolutely.
Good sign. Good deal there. You're from Lincoln, and for those that don't know, describe the level of football that's being played at the high school landscape in Nebraska. What are you going up against on a weekly basis?
Yeah, and it's big time football here in the Midwest. I think a lot of the time there's a lot of focus on like Florida, Texas, all those South schools,
Hmm.
but I mean here in the Midwest, it's a real deal. We got one team we're going up against this season. I think they got 14 guys with Division 1 offers. Um, I mean every school has like a handful of talented guys that are going to the next level, that are going Division 1, and I mean, you can get beat any week here,
Yeah,
and these guys they take it really serious, and I think everyone plays with a little chip on their shoulder because of that, like Midwest type of deal. Um, um, like I said, many of the times those Florida, Texas schools are always getting all the hype, and yeah, there's some ball players up here.
definitely agree with you. And we've seen, as we mentioned, a lot of those ball players come through North Dakota State and put together some really solid careers. Was football always a number one for you, or were there other sports in the mix throughout your high school and even youth careers?
Yeah, I thought I would always play baseball when I
Okay.
was growing up. Um, in school, I have a picture somewhere around the house. Back in like first grade or second grade, I think, they actually took a picture like on a whiteboard, writing what you want to be when you grow up.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be a Major League Baseball catcher,
No. Okay.
and yeah, so that was always my sport. I was always better at baseball than football, and then getting into high school, um, once I once I got a taste of varsity football my freshman year, because my freshman year I just suited up for our playoff game. Once I got a taste of that, then I was just all for football, and that's all I wanted to do.
When did it kind of set in that, hey, Division 1 football is a reality here?
I would say mm, maybe my like sophomore going into junior year.
Okay.
Once I was done with my sophomore year, that was my first varsity season. I started at tight end that year, and I was making plays, and as a sophomore, taking on these seniors who were going to like Nebraska, and I was like, wow, this might be something that I can move on with.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's the outlook for your senior season? What are your expectations going into your final year?
Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna be a really good team.
Good to hear.
And I'm hoping that from myself standpoint, um, we're or gonna be a lot of the same stuff that is already on my film. A lot of blocking. We got a few great running backs again this year. We also got a quarterback who's just phenomenal. We just got done with the team camp, and the throws he's making is just great. So, um, yeah, I'm thinking we're going to be more than decent. We're going to be a great team this year. We're going to make it to the playoffs. We've been bounced out in the first round since my freshman year. So that's something us seniors are really striving to get past this year. And, if we really use that as motivation, then I think we can do it.
That's good to hear. Do you have time this summer to kind of decompress after a wild weekend like this was? What's your schedule coming up?
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, we just got done with the team camp. Um, Today is actually a day off completely from football,
Okay.
which is nice. Can kind of soak it in today. Every day has been something go 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 go. But yeah, we got from our high school standpoint, we got a lot of 7-on-7 for the rest of June, and then July is more of just a lifting type of month, and then we start our team camps later on, and then going to August practicing, and then I think it's August 27th, I believe it is our first game.
Oh, there you go. All right, it's coming up. So if NDSU is 72 days away, what is that? 70 days away. So it's coming quick, coming quick. We'll be rooting for you. Best of luck in your senior year, and thanks for joining us this morning. Congratulations on the commitment. We're excited to get you up here.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Caden Ward, there he goes, joining us on this Thursday morning, the newest Bison tight end recruit out of the state of Nebraska. NDSU had a great weekend on the recruiting trail. Picked up the number 1 DB in Minnesota over the weekend. Picked up a running back, wide receiver, Rajon Nelson type player out of Mounds View High School in Minnesota as well. And then, of course, Caden, who is the first recruit out of Nebraska for this class of 2026. What's the number? I think we're up to 13 guys right now for this class of 2026, and offers are being thrown out for 2027 already as well. So really cool to hear from Caden on his decision. He describes himself on social media, and if you read the article about him on inform.com, as a blocking tight end, but he can catch the ball as well. You saw it on the clips, and I'm sure we'll see that when he gets up to Fargo. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we are chatting Red River Amateur Championship Golf. It's going to be a busy weekend for all of us here at WDAY, and an even busier weekend for a lot of great amateur golfers in the area. We'll have Ian Simonich in studio to get us ready for that tournament when we come back.